stand up as we are about to announce the arrival of our VIPs and guests. Please stand up.
Announcing the arrival of Deputy Minister of Energy and Environmental Sustainability Sarawak, Yang Berhormat Dr. Haji Hazlan bin Abang Hifni.
Please remain standing for the national and Sarawak anthem. Please stay standing. Thank you.
All guests may have a seat. We will begin the ceremony with the recitation of Dua that will be led by Mr. Mansur Al-Hassan. Please welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Before starting the ceremony, we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the occasion to go smoothly. We start with Al-Fatiha. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Amin. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Lord of the whole worlds. Peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions and all those who follow their path with goodness until the day of judgment. Allahumma ya Allah. As we gather here in Sarawak for the 18th International Conference on Clean Energy today, we ask for your blessings, guidance, and countless favors. Ya Allah, guide us from the beginning until the end of this gathering. Ya Latif, Ya Rahman, bless us with tawfiq and hidayah. Continue to uplift our University Technology Malaysia to greatness, glory, and prosperity. Bless abundantly also the organizers, the supporting organizations, as well as the sponsors of this conference. Grant us with valuable knowledge that will be beneficial to us and to humanity. Ya Allah, count us amongst your righteous servants that enjoin good and forbid evil. Ya Munazil Barakat, bless this beloved country of ours, Malaysia, and my home country, Nigeria, and all the other countries of the world. Protect us, Ya Allah, against all threats and disasters. Protect us amongst the evils of ourselves and of the unseen. Protect us against natural and man-made disasters as well. Ya Allah, protect our leaders, protect us, and give us and our nation's safety and prosperity. ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. صلى الله على محمد. السلام عليكم.
We would like to thank Mr. Mansour Al-Hassan for the dua.
Greetings to Young Berhormat Dr. Haji Hazland bin Abang Hibni, Deputy Minister for Energy and Environmental Sustainability, Sarawak. Young Berbahagia Professor Dr. Rusli bin Muhammad Ilyas, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation of University Technology, Malaysia. Young Berbahagia Professor Dr. Wan Hashim Wan Ibrahim, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation, UNIMAS. Young Berbahagia Professor Dr. Arshad bin Ahmed, Director of Institute of Future Energy. Young Berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Anwar Johari, Chairman of ICCE 2022. Sponsors, lecturers, and fellow researchers.
Once again, welcome to the 18th International Conference of Clean Energy, ICCE 2022. For your information, we have more than 100 international, local participants and professionals joining this conference. All participants come together to share their contribution and discuss direction on the field of sustainable energy and clean energy system. This conference is aimed at promoting clean energy for better social and economic returns. We hope to be able to conclude contributions, as in these 2 days of conference, to accelerate the academia and also our industry partners.
It is a rare privilege and a great honor to invite Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation of University Technology Malaysia, Young Berbahagia Professor Dr. Rusli bin Muhammad Ilyas, for his welcoming speech. Please come forward. Please give a big round of applause.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and greeting to all. Thank you, Master of Ceremony. A very good morning to Yang Berhormat Dr. Haji Hazlan bin Abang Hifni, Deputy Minister for Energy and Environmental Sustainability Sarawak. Yang berusaha Associate Professor Dr. Anwar Johari, Chairman of ICCE 2022, Madam Emilia Rosiman, CEO of Sarawak Convention Bureau, SCB. Yang berusaha Professor Dr. Wan Hashim bin Wan Ibrahim, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation of UNIMAS. To all speakers and participants. Ladies and gentlemen, as the host of this year's conference, I would like to welcome all presenters and participants to the International Conference on Clean Energy 2022, ICCE 2022. University Technology Malaysia is honored to be given the trust and mandate by the Clean Energy Research Institute, SERI, University of Miami, to host this year's conference. After so long, we have been prevented from carrying our physical activities due to the current pandemic situation. Finally, we are able to meet face-to-face to resume our physical engagement in Malaysia. Nothing beats the satisfaction of face-to-face activity. Distinguished audience, on behalf of University Technology Malaysia, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Sarawak Convention Bureau, SCB, and the Malaysia Convention and Exhibition Bureau, MyCEB, for their contribution and support in making this conference a success. Without their support, this conference would not have been possible in the land of Kenyalang, which is rich in culture and high aesthetic values. The university is very concerned about the well-being and development of the country, and the university will always play its role as a thinker to help the country to achieve optimal progress. The progress to be achieved must be harmonious and not at the expense of this balance of nature. To achieve such progress, Malaysia and other countries in the world with the same vision must act immediately to continue to make meaningful progress in the energy sector as well as the reduction of carbon emission. It is time for us to commit and mobilize everyone to create a cleaner environment by using renewable and clean energy sources. For this reason, the conference is expected to serve as a platform for academics, researchers, policymakers, stakeholders, and authorities to gather to exchange ideas and plan and examine all possibilities from various aspects in creating a cleaner energy system. I'm sure we have many thinkers and researchers who have begun to explore and conduct research on clean energy technology, and they may also be conducted on the management of these energy resources that can be shared with industry players and authorities to create a more sustainable clean energy technology. If this best practice can be adopted widely, I'm confident that many others will also benefit in terms of social and economic returns. I'm sure that we will be able to reduce the dependency on conventional energy resources. As a result, we will also be able to reduce pollution caused by carbon emission by the industrial sector and vehicles. I hope the input from the discussion and paper presentation at this conference will be beneficial to all parties involved in creating renewable and clean energy system and creating system less vulnerable to market shocks and improving energy resilience and security by diversifying power supply options. Finally, I would like to congratulate the organizing committee for their hard work in making this conference a success. In the name of God for mankind. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Yang Berbahagia, Professor Dr. Rosli bin Muhammad Ilyas, Deputy Vice Chancellor.
Again, a rare privilege. With great honor and humility, I welcome the Deputy Minister for Energy and Environmental Sustainability, Sarawak, Yang Berhormat Dr. Haji Hazlan bin Abang Hipni, for the officiating speech. Please give a warm round of applause.
Thank you very much to the two MCs. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. I think I look better without the mask. And a very good morning to all delegates, participants, the organizer, the speakers, the sponsors, the media, and everybody present this morning. There is no salutation punya nama. Tak ada. The professors in front, whom I just met a few minutes ago, most of them are from University Technology Malaysia. Professor, Ilyas, and the whole line of knowledgeable people in front of us. and to all present. First of all, I would like to welcome, on behalf of Sarawak government, all of you to this international conference of clean energy, the 18th international conference to Sarawak. Used to be known as the land of the hornbill, but in future we will also be known as the land of the green energy. I'll tell you the story later. First of all, why are we here this morning? Why are we here? Why are all of us here this morning? I think the main reason, the only reason, and the most important reason is due to climate change. That is the global issue at the moment. And we can see and watch the news every day, the effects of climate change, which is happening right now in Europe and around that area, whereby the temperature of London, Italy, and Spain has gone up to 42 degrees Celsius, something which is unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah. So that's why we are all here. We are all here because of climate change. And I would like to share some of our experience from Sarawak as regards to the agenda on mitigating climate change. We in Sarawak have made a very important decision about a few years ago, exactly about 3 to 4 years ago, whereby we will take very active and serious steps in condoning and mitigating and taking part in controlling and mitigating climate change. Because if we don't take any serious steps, Sarawak, talking about Sarawak, not Malaysia, in the next few years, we will be facing all the effects of climate change. And so, our government has decided to set up a new ministry, which is where I'm in now, which is called the Ministry of Energy and Environmental Sustainability. Because to mitigate and to control the effects of climate change, the strategy is through environmental sustainability. How do we do it? Through environmental sustainability, there are a lot of steps. There are a few steps. And the main method is to reduce carbon emission. I think the professors here will know better. The world is about 4.5 billion years old. Climate change is a natural phenomenon. Even though without carbon emission, climate change will still happen. But it will be exaggerated and fastened due to human activities. And the effect of human activities was seen to increase the seriousness of climate change in the last 200 years, whereby man first learned how to make a fire. Man learned how to make fire, how to light fire for their own survival, and that was the beginning of carbon emission. And the story goes on, and the rest is history. And the last 100 over years, the increase in carbon emission in the world was exponential due to industrialization. Either the industrialists did not understand the effect of carbon, or it was due to the pressure of economy, the pressure of becoming the most developed country in the world, and they have forgotten that the scientific effect of greenhouse gases to the planet and to the atmosphere. So that is what that has happened, and Sarawak is not willing to see that happening in Sarawak, even though at the moment we are carbon negative. We are very proud to say that Sarawak is still carbon negative because 65% of Sarawak is still covered by green forests. We have trees, we have mangrove, 15% of that 65% is mangrove, and mangrove, as you all know, can store 3 times the amount of carbon as compared to the normal trees. And out of that 65%, we also have 10% of peat soil, which is also our carbon sink. And we haven't calculated our carbon sink and carbon stock in the ocean and in the rivers and in the waters surrounding Sarawak, which make up the blue carbon. Yeah? And on top of that, Sarawak is blessed by God Almighty with a natural package. Yeah? We have a natural package whereby we have a lot of forests, we have a lot of rivers, we have big and long rivers. There are actually 333 rivers. Very easy to remember, 333. We have a lot of rain because we are in the tropics. We have a lot of sunshine, so we can get involved in solar power and also floating solar. Yeah, and as you know, our Bakun Dam, the Bakun Reservoir, is as big as Singapore, and we can generate 2,400 megawatts of energy from the floating solar only. So you can imagine the potential powerhouse in Asia and maybe in the world is actually here. Yeah? And besides that, we are also being blessed by a very stable government. We are not busy quarreling. We have a very strong leadership, a very far-sighted and futuristic leadership in our Premier, Datuk Tinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari, who sends his regards. He is now away overseas doing all this marketing and so on. And also, we have very friendly, actually business-friendly people in Sarawak who are ever smiling and very kind to foreign direct investors to set up their industries in Sarawak, because we can provide them with the correct business climate. Yeah? Number one is due to our cheap and clean energy from hydro. Number two, our affordable labor. Number three, our big land size. Because to set up a hydrogen plant, they need about 100 to 180 hectares of land, which can produce about 100,000 tons of hydrogen per year. And we have already secured 2 of such projects in Sarawak, in Bintulu. One is from Korea, which can produce 100,000 tons of hydrogen per year, and the other is from Japan, also producing 100,000 tons a year. And you know or not, Korea needs 2 million tons of hydrogen per year. 100,000 is only 5% of the requirement. And that hydrogen, 90% of it will be exported back to Korea, and only 10% will be used in Sarawak. Ladies and gentlemen, I just would like to share you a story. When we were in Rotterdam and Norway a few weeks ago with the Premier, who took part in the World Hydrogen Summit in Rotterdam, we also visited the port of Rotterdam. Yeah? The port of Rotterdam is about 35 kilometers long, and on both sides of the river are all industries. And we passed one industry, one part of the port, and we saw there were 10 big buildings, huge buildings, 10 of them, all similar looking, white in color. It looks something like our shopping mall in Kuching. And we asked them, what was that? And they told us that that is the hydrogen plant. That section is especially for hydrogen production. And one plant can produce 100,000 tons a year of hydrogen, and there are 10 buildings of similar size in that place. So they can produce 1 million tons of hydrogen per year just from that place. And the other thing that we learn internationally is that due to the Russia-Ukraine war, yeah, I think the professor just mentioned just now about geopolitical shock, yeah, the increase in price, the effects on the livelihood of the people and the economy. And you know what? The European Union, the European nations have decided, I think you have read in the news, that they will reduce their oil and gas imports from Russia by 2/3 within 1 year. So now they have realized the importance of looking and searching for a new alternative energy, clean energy, and which everyone can produce. Any country can produce that energy, and that energy is hydrogen. Hydrogen is going to be the energy of the future, because any country can produce hydrogen, isn't it? As long as you have two things. One, you have water. Second, you have power to split the hydrogen and oxygen. The only question is, what type of power does the country have? So Sarawak has the cheapest and greenest power, which is hydropower. They can also use fossil fuel. They can also use solar. They can also use even nuclear to split the hydrogen. But all those are not green. Hydro is the greenest. Solar is still expensive and not practical. Wind is out of the question as far as Malaysia is concerned. Okay? So, believe it or not, hydrogen is going to be the energy of the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I would like to thank the organizer, and I hope this conference will bring a lot of inputs for all of you to discuss, especially on the pathway that Malaysia is going to take as far as clean and new energy is concerned. And I hope there will be very good collaborative efforts amongst the academicians and also the industry and the government. Sarawak government, there's no question. I am always here. I will assist. And finally, happy conference and enjoy your stay in Sarawak, land of the green energy. Thank you very much.
As a symbolic of ICCE 2022, we invite Yang Berhormat Dr. Haji Hazlan bin Abang Hipni, accompanied by Yang Berbahagia Professor Dr. Rosli bin Muhammad Ilyas, Yang Berbahagia Professor Dr. Arshad bin Muhammad bin Ahmad, dan Yang Berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Anwar Johari on the stage to officiate the conference. Please welcome.
and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Please give a round of applause to Yang Berhormat Dr. Haji Hazlan bin Abang Hipni, and thank you to Professor Dr. Rosli bin Muhammad Ilyas and Professor Dr. Arshad bin Ahmed. I would like to request Yang Berhormat Dr. Haji Hazlan bin Abang Hipni and Professor Madya Dr. Anwar Johari to remain on stage to present token to our sponsors. Thank you.
As the world
Our
moves
first
into a new
sponsor,
era,
Business Events Sarawak.
experiencing changes in the way we organize and host conventions. Oh ha! We are Business Events Sarawak, an organization dedicated to ensuring your business events are successful and working towards defining a higher business purpose. Our vision is to create real change for you. Yes, you. Our government and corporate affiliates.
Please give a big round of applause to Madame Amelia Rosaiman, the CEO of Business Events Sarawak.
It's a privilege to share a small island story.
Our
My
second
home,
sponsor,
the
Zenesis.
community of COP26 at Woodhouse. In the next few minutes, we'll share an innovative approach to building resilience and sustainability through ocean resources. This is Kumijima. Kumijima Town is now utilizing the facility to supply post-voltaic ocean water to aquaculture industries, a test case that may facilitate future aquaculture expansion. We hope the Kumijima model, Megawatt OTEC, and combined Dow Industries will inspire you to help islands and coastal communities connect with their ocean resources so that all might have clean and sustainable energy, water, and food.
Please welcome the President and CEO of Sikai Koken, Mr. Ichi Saito, onto stage. Please give a big round of applause.
MGTC,
Our
an
third
agency
sponsor,
under the Ministry of
MGTC.
Environment, Water, CASA, has been given the mandate to drive the green economy and accelerate climate action in Malaysia, working on programs and initiatives with the federal government, state governments, local authorities, industries across all economic sectors, academia, and the community. MGTC aims to grow Malaysia's green economy to 100 billion ringgit, generate 230,000 new green jobs, and inculcate a green lifestyle in helping Malaysia achieve its 45% emissions reductions by 2030 target. MGTC, leading the way to a sustainable Malaysia.
Please welcome professional technologist Shamsul Bahar Muhammad Noor. Please give a big round of applause.
Our next sponsor, Intertech. Please welcome Mr. Anand Shankaran, Vice President of Human Resource and Director of Sustainability and Business Strategy Asia Pacific, Intertech. Our next sponsor, Sarawak Energy. Please welcome IR Bunya Lunyong, CEO of SEB Power. Our next sponsor, Sarawak Metro. Please welcome professional technologist Mazli bin Mustafa, CEO of Sarawak Metro. Please welcome. Our last sponsor, Kiwi Green Tech. Please welcome Mr. Azrin bin Abu Bakar, Group Managing Director of Kiwi Green Tech Group.
Now, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Rusli bin Muhammad Ilyas to present the token of appreciation to young Berhormat Dr. Haji Hazlan bin Habang Hipni.
Now, I would like to invite Professor Madhya Dr. Anwar Johari to present token of appreciation to Professor Dr. Rosli bin Muhammad Ilyas.
Thank you very much, Yang Berhormat Dr. Haji Hazlan bin Abang Hipni, honorable guests, and all sponsors.
I would like to request everyone to stand up for the group photo session.
Everyone take a seat. We are already at the end of our first half of the ICCE 2022 conference. Attention to all the VIPs and all participants.